Ravi's life had never been easy. Born into poverty, he lost his father at a young age, and the weight of responsibility fell upon his frail shoulders. His education remained incomplete, his dreams shattered, and life became a constant struggle. He spent his days selling tea, and at night, exhausted, he would sit beside his mother, wondering if this was all life had in store for him. But Ravi had something special, an unshakable hope, a light within that refused to dim despite hardships. He believed that even if he couldn't change the entire world, he could at least bring a little change to the lives around him. One day, a wealthy man stepped out of his gleaming luxury car and approached Ravi's humble tea stall. Dressed in expensive clothes, he looked around with mild disgust, as if the place wasn't worthy of his presence. "Make me a cup of tea, but be sure to maintain hygiene." "I don't like things made with dirty hands," he said with a smirk. Ravi smiled and prepared the tea with care, placing the cup in front of the man. The rich man took a sip and immediately threw the cup on the ground in anger. "Is this tea or sewage water? I've never tasted something this awful," he yelled, loud enough for everyone around to hear. Ravi looked at the shattered cup on the ground, his heart sinking, but instead of responding, he quietly cleaned up the mess. The people around murmured among themselves, but Ravi remained silent. That night, as he closed his shop, a deep sorrow filled his heart. Was his hard work truly worthless? Did people only respect wealth and status? That night, he took an old wooden board and wrote on it, "Tea is free if you need it. If you can pay, please do. A smile is mandatory." The next morning, passers-by stopped to read the sign. Some nodded in appreciation, some scoffed, and some simply ignored it. But Ravi didn't care. At first, only a few people came, those who couldn't afford to pay but left with tearful gratitude. Then, one day, a distraught young man arrived, contemplating ending his life due to joblessness. Without asking any questions, Ravi handed him a cup of tea. The man drank in silence and finally said, "You don't know this, but you just saved my life." Ravi was taken aback. Could a simple cup of tea and a little kindness really save someone's life? But the real turning point came when an old man, who often passed by but never stopped, finally paused at the stall one day. He looked frail, his clothes worn, his eyes filled with sadness. Ravi offered him a cup of tea. The old man took a sip and smiled. "This tea reminds me of my son, who left me years ago after an argument. Maybe if I had shown him some kindness, I wouldn't be alone today." Silently, he placed a small note in Ravi's hand and walked away. Ravi unfolded the note. It read, "Your kindness has given me the courage to find my son. If I succeed, it will be because of you." A few weeks later, the same old man returned, this time, with a young man beside him. Tears filled his eyes, but there was joy on his face. "This is my son. I found him." That day, Ravi realized his small tea stall was no longer just a place to serve tea, it had become a place of hope, love, and reconnection. A few days later, the same wealthy man who had once insulted Ravi's tea returned. This time, his tone was different. Standing near the stall, he said, "I owe you an apology. It wasn't just your tea I insulted, I disrespected your dignity. But now I understand that true richness lies not in wealth, but in humanity." He sat down to drink his tea, and before leaving, he left a generous amount of money, saying, "Maybe next time, I can buy tea for someone who needs it." As time passed, more and more people started coming to Ravi's stall, not just for the tea, but to be a part of something greater. Many began leaving extra money so that others could drink for free. Word spread, and Ravi's small tea stall turned into a cozy cafe, where kindness was always on the menu. Years later, the same wealthy man approached Ravi again and said, "If you allow me, I'd like to help you expand this place so your message can reach even more people." Today, that little tea stall has transformed into a 5-star hotel, a place where people from all over the world come, not just for tea, but to experience the warmth of kindness and compassion that Ravi started with a simple wooden sign. Because in the end, it was never just about tea, it was about love, kindness, and the power of humanity in every cup.